Hi guys, please subscribe to my channel and like the video to support my project. We are in Vatican now, and we will visit St. Peter Basilica. This video I made on 25th December, so you will have an opportunity to see this wonderful place in the Christmas time. The history of the St. Peter's Basilica begins in the 4th century when the Emperor Constantine decides to build a basilica where the apostle had been buried. The construction of basilica was completed in 329. In the beginning, it was used for the celebration of the cult as a covered cemetery and as a funeral banquet room. In the Middle Ages, it was the main pilgrimage site in the West. The rest of this First Vatican Basilica was found during the archaeological excavations under the present basilica. In 1506, Pope Julius II decided to replace existing basilica with a new one. Under this project worked the architect Donato Bramante. In 1514, Bramante died, and the work under the project of basilica continued Raffaele Sancho. But in 1520 died Raphael, and the work under the project passed to Antonio da San Gallo the Younger, who in 1538 concretized his project for the basilica. In 1546 died Antonio da San Gallo, and work under the project passed to the new architect Michelangelo Buonarroti, who gave finally the definitive shape to the design. The construction of basilica was completed 24 years after the death of Michelangelo by Domingo Fontana and Jacopo della Porta. In 1607, Pope Paul V decided to extend the basilica to the front. This plan was realized by the architect Carlo Maderno. In 1633, Juan Lorenzo Bernini completed the canopy that continued the minor altar. And after the death of Maderno in 1629, Bernini worked under the interior decoration. The St. Peter Basilica is one of the largest buildings in the world and is the largest of the papal basilicas. Basilica measures 218 meters of length and 136 meters of height, including its dome. It has an area of 23,000 square meters. All popes are buried in the necropolis under St. Peter Basilica, but tombstones of some of them are installed in the cathedral itself. This sculpture is called Madonna della Pietà, or the Lamentation of Christ. It's a work of Michelangelo. Michelangelo was only 24 years old when Cardinal Jean Bellier, who also was a French ambassador in Rome, approached him with an order to decorate his own tomb. This is how this beautiful sculpture appeared. In the 18th century, it was decided to transport the Lamentation of Christ to St. Peter Basilica, but the transportation did not affect the condition in the best way. The fingers of the Madonna left hand were damaged. In 1972, the attempt was made on the sculpture, and after the restoration, it was placed under armored glass. All popes are buried in the necropolis under St. Peter Basilica, but tombstones of some of them are installed in the cathedral itself. Here is kept the body of Pope John the 23rd, born Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli. He was the head of Catholic Church and sovereign of Vatican City-State from 28 October 1958 until his death in June 1963. Having ascended the papal throne, he advocated peace and the peaceful coexistence of states with different social systems. In conservative circles, he had the nickname of Red Pope because of the soft stance towards the Soviet Union and socialist countries and pseudo-communist forces in the West. This ancient statue of St. Peter. He is holding the key to the kingdom of heaven. Some scholars have attributed it to Arnulfo di Cambio, 1245-1302, but others believe that it's a 5th century casting. Pilgrims who come to the basilica traditionally touch and kiss its foot, so that's literature worn thin. And here it's a huge bronze canopy that was designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini. Looking up, you can feel the full power of the impressive dome. It's supported by 4 pylons, each of which contains statues of saints Andrei, Elena, Longinus, and Veronica. He is a tomb of Innocent XI. Innocent XI was one of the most important popes in the 17th century. And this is the monument to the royal stewards. It commemorates the last 3 members of the royal house of Stuart: James Francis Edward Stuart, his elder son Charles Edward Stuart, and his younger son Henry Benedict Stuart. Around 50,000 people visit St. Peter Basilica every day. That it's around 10 million every year. This makes the Basilica one of the most visited places in the world. Unfortunately, it's impossible to show everything I wanted in one video, but I really recommend you to visit St. Peter Basilica by yourself. And that's all for today. I thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And see you in the new interesting places. Bye bye.